All right, that should be it. Bit of a camera issue just there, I'm afraid. So I'm going to have to just hope that everything pops up. I've got my iPad sitting here as my kind of checker, just to see if anything happens. Although nothing's actually come on yet, so I'm a little bit concerned. Tech Toby just said good morning. Does that mean that you can see it? I mean, the stress of this is not good for a Sunday morning for me, for finding out whether this thing actually works or not. Oh, there we go. Yay. Right, okay, I've got to turn the volume down. Awesome, right. But as you can see, I'm still in green screen mode. How long do I have? Got 9 minutes to set up the camera, the camera and everything. So at least, if nothing else, like I say every time we go through this, if you're interested in this part of the process, hey, do some kind of a warm up in the meantime. Just kind of do some light rowing or whatever if you want to. Again, it's I can see you a little bit too green. Reminds me of a Kermit the Frog song, to be honest. Hang on, sorry, my microphone cable's in the way. Okay, but yeah, you can see this is what the reality of RowAlong is green screen. You can just see behind me the water rower. Yeah, anyway, right, so filters. So if I go to filters, effect filters, chroma key, you can't see that, but I'm talking you through it. There you go. So that's me big and huge. Then I have to resize myself down. What do you think? Is that about right? Don't want to see too much of me. I mean, it's more about the software than it is about me. So, and then window capture. I don't know if that's going to instantly work for me or not. Oh, it does. Good. Now I've had to use, for boring reasons, I've had to use my iPhone today. Well, not boring reasons. Basically, let's do that. What do you think? Is that all right? Actually, if I put it to the top, then there you go. Then I'm just hovering down at the bottom. That's not bad, is it? Yeah. Basically, I wanted to make sure. So because of the problems I have with the Mac disconnecting from the PM5, how long have I got? I'm now running EXR on my phone, so I can still read your comments on my iPad, and then the Mac is then doing the whole streaming to the internet thing. Apple owe me a lot of money. Right, okay. Green screen my whole life is a lie. Seriously, do you really think I had that many rooms in my house that I was able to film this stuff? CBDBC here, yay, more than all fear I am monitoring 2 streams, this RowAlong in the London Marathon. Yeah, I saw your post last night actually about the marathon, so you've got your 2 screens either side of you, that's quite cool actually. Right, so I have that. Let me just check. I don't have, so I don't have audio coming in off the app, which is quite cool because we don't want that. Right, is my MyZone running? Do I turn you on? No. There you go. Okay, so using MyZone heart rate, which is the wrist-based one, which is a little bit dodgy. Yeah, but at least it sees it. Hang on, what one am I clicking on? Too many things. Yeah, sometimes the MyZone on the wrist isn't really the best, especially for rowing, isn't the best. I actually find that the Apple Watch, when I used to use that, was perfect. I don't know why I ever moved away from it, to be honest. Connect rower. Turn on PM5, and it should see it. There we go. And let's just hope that it actually sees it. Now, I am running, finally running like 1.3, 1.2 for EXR, which means that I should have all the bells and whistles in terms of outfits and things. We all know about complex tech setups. Oh, there we go. Oops. Don't know what that. Right. I still want row data rather than EXR split. Finish setup. Ugh. Now, why hasn't it come up with a you're logged in on a row? Challenges, achievements, where's... I know on here somewhere there's an... hang on. Now, I've definitely joined it, so I don't know why. If I do start, no, events. Rise and row the road. Oh, maybe. Event is starting, let's go. I was pretty sure I clicked participate, like when I post the link to it, but it's pretty handy. You can do it in the app now. When I post a link to it on a Wednesday or a Thursday and say, here's the YouTube link, I'm pretty good at actually clicking participate myself. But right, so what we're like, resolution-wise off the iPhone isn't great, so apologies. Seems to be, is there a glitch that actually comes on screen as well? Maybe. Hopefully it's okay for you. Little swig of ambition. How long have we got? 5 minutes. Right, so hopefully you can see me, you can hear me. The rowing machine should be connected. I'm a little worried that the PM5 is just sitting on the main menu screen, that it's going to suddenly turn itself off, but we'll worry about that if we have to. Heart rate is connected. You see I'm at 57. I'm obviously a little bit stressed by this morning's kerfuffle with tech, so that's why I'm up at, I'm coming up to 60. Breathe, breathe. My resting heart rate is usually, well, resting, like when I wake up in the morning, it's like 35, 37. But when I'm sitting at my desk working and things, it's kind of, say mid-40s. So for it to be 50-something and climbing, that's a bit worrying. I'm going to take my hoodie off, but I'm going to go back because I don't want to expose my stomach to you all as I take it off. Ugh. I bet you I just did anyway, have I? No. I got, not that I'm trying to do a sell for merch, but the new hoodies that the new company that I use for my merch, they're lovely. I mean, the old ones were great as well, but those ones, they're very good, I'd say kind of like autumn, winter hoodies where you can just feel so cozy inside them. Right, 3 minutes to go, I think. Where's the counter on the thing? Yeah, 2:43 to go. This cable's gonna annoy me. Come on. Whee. That's the downside. I used to, there's definitely some glitch because someone's about to flash up. Oh no, there you go. There's, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, heart rate monitors, yeah. So usually, like previously, I'd wear like just the chest one. It won't let me join. Have you actually, see if you go to your rower and like when it goes into like the pick your row, you should have events that you can pick. Because maybe you did the same as me where I hadn't clicked participate. So so if you go through your whole thing and then it says like just row training, whatever, one of them should say events and you can pick the rise and row with RowAlong. But otherwise, we're on Lake Bled. Can't remember what the route is. It doesn't tell us anywhere. That you could just kind of do it and row along with us. You've got like a minute and a half to try and work this out, Sean. If you have the latest version of the app, it should let you join within the app. I mean, I just literally just did it a couple of minutes ago. Opted in, says going. Fantastic, well done. See, look at that. This is the wonder of the internet, isn't it amazing? All right, so I'll roll along and blend it. Well, if you can still see us, then at least you'll kind of be here. And to be honest, if you're on YouTube, then apart from, there is obviously the lovely thing of all being in a group together. I mean, does it say how many participants? 79? Wow. That's quite a good number, isn't it? So yes, you get that whole side of it with the fact we're all rowing along together. But if you're watching on YouTube, then, right, where are we? 50 seconds to go. Now, again, we have this issue where there's like a 10-second delay, I'm afraid, between what I'm saying and what I'm seeing and then what you see on YouTube. So my absolute apologies for if you're slightly out. It's just how these things work. I mean, to be honest, in the grand scheme of the things that can go wrong when it comes to YouTube and me setting things up, I think a 10-second delay. And I'll check because I remember I was told that the latency, and so if there's been an update to OBS, the software I use for latency, then maybe that's what's causing it. Okay, 15 seconds to go. One last swig of ambition. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Right, I'm just going to hit a natural pace. Find wherever I sit today. Which, a few strokes in, seems to be around about 2:07. It might drop down a bit, or it might go up a bit, I'm not too sure. But as being I wasn't warming up at all just then. Wow, look how busy it is. And who am I next to that's in the carrot? Now, I didn't, was that 3 people? Are these, one on the left-hand side of the screen was even in the Easter Bunny outfit. Now, I didn't pick up the Easter challenge in time, so I didn't get the carrot boat, which, when you think about how one of my technique cues to help your posture is to imagine that you have a carrot stuck up your backside, it's a crying shame that I'm not on a carrot. It's my own fault. It's a mixture of being away for Easter and concentrating on high rocks. Right, I'm going to speed up for this sprint, but I'm not going to sprint. One more stroke. All right. I'm just going to see what naturally I get up to. Just by pushing harder. And then I'm going to slow right down once I've finished to let the rest of the group catch up. Now you can still hear the chain whacking off, or hitting off, let's say, the bottom of my monitor. So, as much as I like this setup, I think it's time to find a different monitor if I'm going to use this. Okay, 2 more strokes. And then I'm going to take it nice and easy. Let the majority of the rowers catch up. Give myself a chance to recover. Because don't need to work hard today, because yesterday everybody abandoned me yesterday. Julie, my wife, has gone away to Aracha at RowAlong with her friends for a catch up with all of her, it's like school friends. I mean, 6 women with Prosecco and a hot tub. Wonder if anyone else in the place got any sleep. Oh, that's awful. That's a terrible thing to say. Anyway, so Julie has been away for the weekend. Jamie, my eldest, there we go, I can speed up a bit now. She was away shopping with one of her friends, teenage girls, that's what they do. I'm a king of generalizations. Oh, good morning, Darren, how are you? And then Holly, my youngest, is away at scout camp this weekend. So I've been left all on my own yesterday during the day, and I was like, what shall I do? And it was stunning here, or at least the sun was out, which for Glasgow is stunning. So the sun was out, there's hardly a breath of wind, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go take the kayak out, actually do a long, concentrated journey, just working on my technique and also just working on being in the kayak for a couple of hours. So I started at a place called Auchenstary, which is near me, Auchenstary, on the canal. And then I knew that there was a slipway at one of these canal side pubs. There was about 11, 12 kilometers away. So I thought, all right, let's aim for that, because it's easier to get in and out of a kayak on a slipway than it is using one of the jetties. That's where you fall in. And so I thought, I'll aim for that, stop, change the batteries on my GoPro, have a swig of water, turn around and come back. Little did I know that currently, for me anyway, my pace is round about 7 kilometers an hour, which means it was like an hour 50 it took for me to do just one leg of the trip. So I got done, had some water, had a protein bar, and then went, oh, gotta go back now. Because my car and stuff was still back in Auchenstary, so I had to get back there. So in the end, it was about 3 hours 40 that I was kayaking for. Loved it, it was great. But today, shoulders are a bit sore, which is showing I'm not really getting technique right. And hands, weirdly, are a bit sore. I think just from being in that constant kind of gripping the paddle. Is this the same sprint again? All right, let's get ready for this. 2 more strokes. Anyone sprinting with me? So there's 1:40 something last time. So if I stick to 1:44, 45, hopefully that'll keep me honest. Remember, it's all about pushing with the legs, but importantly, connecting your feet through your back and into your hands. So, where people say it's all about legs, it's not really. It's more about legs and back connection. Whew. That finish is taking a long time to get here. Surely I'm there now. Oh, we're going to coast in. Let other people catch up. Anyway, so the point of the kayaking story was just to say I'm a bit tired today, so that's why even though I'm doing the sprints and then taking time to recover once I'm done. There you go, there's the Easter Bunny. You know, I was literally about to say I've not seen Andrew Fielden today. That's why I went silent for a few seconds, so I was just thinking, had I seen him? And then he just came up past me in his carrot boat. Right, speed up again. So you'll have noticed that today's row is only half an hour long, rather than the 45. It's just something that me and EXR have decided to trial for a while. Trial for a while. Purely just, well, mixing things up as we get into the nicer weather. Maybe people don't want to do well, I'm not doing this sprint. Too soon after the last one. Yeah, maybe people have better things to do than a 45-minute row in the morning. It's also just so that we can introduce them in a couple of weeks' time when we do the flip-flop. So just to keep you right on that, next week I'm still here. Week after that is when I'm in London for my last High Rocks race of the season. And then after that, so I'm not going to get back in time, I thought at night, but it's like a midnight flight on Sunday. I'm not going to get back in time. Because my race is on the Sunday. I thought the race was on the Saturday, but it's not, it's on the Sunday. And as much as I'm sure they'd love me to use one of the warm-up ergs to do a half-hour group row on EXR, I doubt it. Anyway, and then after that, we then go into a flip-flop where we'll start off with the evening session, so that's 5 o'clock UK time, British summertime. Then the week after that, we'll go back to 9 in the morning again. And we'll just keep alternating. And hopefully, that will give more people an opportunity to see what the group rows on EXR are like, or at least with me anyway. And then in May, I'm also running my charity competition, the Grid, which I've already posted on socials and Facebook and stuff, but I'm going to make a proper promo video today, hopefully. So keep an eye out for that. But if you search the Grid competition corner, because that's who I'm running it with, you should find the 2024 entry. Bit of fun, raises money for charity. Right, it's just the end of the lap. I think it is. Don't know why it's saying 0-0 though. If I mess something up. Whatever. Whew. So, assuming we get into that sprint again pretty soon, I want you to really think about sliding forwards only until shins are vertical, but with that forwards tilt over your hips. Watching myself on screen, I can see I'm still kind of lazily rounding my upper back as I come forwards. But arms straight, forwards tilt, shins vertical, and then hold the forwards tilt and straight arms as you push your feet. And then that should mean the power from your legs makes you brace against the handle. Let's try it for this next sprint. 1 stroke's time, and go. So, tilt forwards, arms straight, and push. Should really feel, if you're doing it right, like your backside goes lighter on the seat. Not so much that you come off the seat, because that can be painful, but when you've got that hang right, you should feel like you're lighter. Now, this sprint seems to have ended a lot quicker than the last one. What happened there? So it felt like 2 minutes I was sprinting for last time. So the whole thing I'm trying to say there with the back is that it's not just about having that forwards tilt at the front, because you can come in with all the best of intentions, but then swing right at the last minute before your leg push. And that totally loses the connection of feet to hands. And also, that backswing adds in a good chunk of power. And it's kind of the most common thing I see in the high rocks races I do, which has an element of rowing in it, is seeing people who are big and strong, but they'll just come in all tucked, and you'll see them really pulling at the back, leaning backwards. And you can see, I got down to 2:03 pace doing that, but it felt like I was putting in like 90% force into a pull. Did I? Oh, I'm confused as to sprints and things now. Was that last sprint the shorter one? Who knows? Anyway, whereas from an efficiency point of view, although yes, I'm going, what's that, 6-7 seconds slower right now, I'm also working at, this feels like 3 out of 10 pace, really gentle, because I'm using all of my body to put the power in. And in fact, you can see my heart rate's down to 124, 5. Or hang on, it's climbing quite high. Maybe this is an error. 136. What? All right. Here's me trying to use the heart rate as a indicator how easy this was, and it was climbing higher and higher. Still 130. See what I was saying about the my zone heart rate on the wrist being a little bit iffy? Okay, sprint time again. You ready? So, push into the machine. Remember, how you set your hands on the handle makes a huge difference too. For a start, loose grip. So thumbs shouldn't really be connected to your forefinger. Should be nice and loose. But sometimes just almost bringing your hands slightly further round the handle can help the connection. Now where are we? We're going to get one more sprint, do you think? Or one more of those sprints. So take it nice and easy for a while. Paddle around the rest of the course. And then if it is only one more chance on that sprint, absolutely unleash. So Andrew, if you're still side by side with me on that same sprint next time, let's race. Try and make that happen. Whew. Gotta say, right, this is one of the things about training styles or training protocols, that's the word I'm looking for. Right, if you think that you can go heart rate based training, you can go FTP training, which is what EXR uses, 2K pace training. So, by the way, I'm not talking about this sprint. So when we go back to that 300 we just did, I'm going to go fast, just in case you're winding up here, Andrew. We can also do kind of RPE, the rate of perceived exertion. And that's like, oh, this feels like 3 out of 10. Oh, this feels like 5 out of 10, etc. And the problem with that one is that depending on how you're feeling that day, you can really vary wildly from session to session. Like today, because I'm feeling a little bit fatigued after yesterday's kayaking, if I was to do this on an RPE scale, I'd, for like a 5, 6 out of 10 row, I'd really be dropping my pace because I'd feel tired. Whereas an FTP or a 2K time doesn't care how tired you are. Realistically, the training plan you're on should mean that you are never that varied that you can't hold the pace guides. And that becomes where people who push the low rate stuff too hard, that's when that's an issue, because that's where that fatigue does come in. But what I'm trying to say is that if I was just doing this, right, is this the right one? This isn't the right one. It's the one after the banner, isn't it? Uh-oh. Andrew's gone off into the distance. I'm sure there's still one more sprint, isn't there? Sorry, Andrew, if I've just literally dangled a carrot in front of you for this sprint, saying I'd race you, and I'm quite clearly not. I'm sure there's still one more to come. Anyway, yeah, so if I was doing this all as an RPE, I'd be rowing slower, and I'd kind of almost have that in my head that I was fatigued and everything would then be factored around that pace. Whereas, because I'm today just rowing easy and hard, so right now is a nice gentle pace, and then basically I'm just going up to whatever I can manage on the sprints. I'm literally just letting my body take over. It's not being controlled by some parameter in my head that's kind of saying, oh, we should really ease off here. That's what I like about these 9 o'clock rows. Wonder if I'm going to get abuse from Andrew afterwards. Because I'm now thinking, that is 5 minutes since the last one. Well, it's still 3.5 minutes to go. So hopefully we'll hit another sprint before the end. Apologies if I sold you a bad one. Now, last thing to say is that because this is a 45-minute row, usually it's been cut down to 30. You may feel a bit, oh, I wanted to row more. If that's the case, you know I talk and talk through the end anyway. So, just keep rowing while I'm talking. Either use it as a cool down. Right, hang on. So this is the end of the lap. May not make the next sprint. You're probably right to have sprinted that last one, Andrew. I'm going to speed up a bit, see if a minute is enough time to get to the next one. I don't think it will be. Whew. Sorry, my brain is switched off as I'm trying to do maths for when we hit the sprint and will there be enough time to complete it. Tell you what, if it's not round this corner, wait until your counter gets to a minute, Andrew, and then let's sprint, see who finishes ahead. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, there it is. Don't think I'll cover. Oh, there he is. He heard me. Oh. 30 seconds. $15. Oh, who knows? Let's call that a draw. Whew. Right. Continue. Nope. Keep rowing. Was that? You are now breathing manually. What does that mean? Yes, the screen, it's not that the screen needs to be up a couple of inches, it's that the screen is bigger than the designer of the bracket intended. So his intention was that you wouldn't go bigger than a 24, and then I said I'd try it with a 27 just to see what happens. And the truth is, what happens is the chain hits off the bottom of the monitor. Unless you want to chainsaw through it, yeah. Basically, that's what's happening. So I am gonna take it off and either try and find a smaller monitor or just go back to using an iPad, because I am gonna end up ruining this monitor. But he is designing an update that has like an adjustable height, or maybe you say what height you're going to use and he'll send you a bigger version. Don't know what his intention is, but so CBDB's still got 30 minutes to go, but it's so fab to have rowing accompaniment. Hopefully other people will still be on Lake Bled with you while you're watching the marathon. Whew. Right. I think I'm gonna cool down. So sorry about getting the timing wrong there, Andrew. I know you'll likely messenger me with some kind of, what was that about, man? You made me row fast. Yeah, anyone else? Cheers for this morning from Sean. Glad to see you managed to join, Sean. So yeah, there you go. So that was not, I mean, see, a half hour comparatively, when you compare that to like the usual 45-minute rows, that was over like that, wasn't it? But it's still, 30 minutes is still that kind of the perfect kind of time to be on a rowing machine for, because you can mix things up. So you can see I was down at like, well, right after the sprints, I was going down to like 2:59, if not into the threes, just to let myself recover for a few strokes. But then I was like 2:10-ish, and then really hitting that sprint once a lap and kind of going a lot faster. And that undulation up and down of exertion, especially on a Sunday morning, is just great for your all-round fitness, great for your body, kind of health side of things. Yes, if you're training for a 2K or something, maybe that's not the optimum session to be doing, but what does that matter? It's like a Sunday morning social group row. Not everything has to be 2K training. I think that's, I think if you're training for a 2K, train for a 2K. It's like, again, heart rate training. If you're going to use heart rate zone training, then if you live by the sword, I don't want to say die by the sword, but if you choose to do it that way, you have to do it that way. If you're doing a zone 2 row, you have to stay in zone 2. There's no point doing a zone 2 row and going, actually, I'm a little bit bored by this, I'm just going to go a bit faster, go into zone 3. Don't do heart rate zone training if that's what you're going to do. There's just no point. The value in that is that you do zone 2 and like zone 5. Zone 2 is that nice, easy, fitness building, mitochondria building row that just increases your body's foundations. And then the zone 5 is when you just go, breathing out your eyes stuff. But if you go too hard on the zone 2 into zone 3, you steal the energy you've got for the zone 5. So zone 5 becomes like zone 4.5 because you can't quite go as fast, and there's just no point. And so it's the same if you're doing 2K training and you're literally training for a race, stick to your plan, okay? But if you're someone like me that just kind of varies stuff up, that right now, because of things like high rocks and everything, I don't have a particular rowing focused goal. Yeah, that's the right phrase. I'm mixing stuff up. So I'm doing like this month's cross team challenge for Concept 2s. Is 13 times 1 minute on, 1 minute off. And it's a fantastic row, okay? So if you don't know about the CTC, just do a Google search for cross team challenge and make sure and find the one that's for inside indoor, because that website's now taken it over. And you can take a look on there. And if you want to join RowAlong as your team, please do, but I'm not gonna sell you on it. But yeah, it's a fantastic row, okay? Because there's 13 of them, you really have to kind of go through, what's my body capable of? I know I can go faster here, but if I go faster through all 13, I'm not going to make all 13. So where's my pacing here? So it's really, really clever row to do. One I wish I had time to do more of. But then you get something like this that's up and down, and can really work your body. But then you get like a 30-minute low intensity row that you just stick on a podcast and kind of build your base fitness, which is great. Or the high rocks training I'm doing, I'll alternate. I'll do like a row, 500-meter row, then I'll go do the farmer's carries, and I'll come back and I'll do 500-meter ski, and then I'll go and do the lunges, and I'll come do 500-meter row, and then I'll do wall balls and whatever, and I'll use these as kind of a mixed thing. So yeah, so unless you have a specific training focus goal right in front of you, then you can mix things up. As long as you're not wasting your time, okay? That's the thing, is that as long as you're concentrating on your technique and all that kind of stuff and making sure to put in the right amount of effort and things, then fine. It's when you're just kind of phoning it in and you're not even hitting, it's not that you're even hitting zone 2, but you're not kind of going through, because the whole thing of zone 2 is that, yes, it builds your fitness and all that stuff, but also it gives you the time and space to work on your technique, to really think about, hang on, if I've got slumped posture, I've got time to really think about sitting up. Let's sit up straight at the table, okay? So imagine that carrot is stuck up your backside. And it gives you that space for it. So if you don't use it wisely, but you know what? I can ring that bell for as long as I want, and I know that people don't want to listen. I just got a message from the teenager saying, "You still alive?" She's obviously just not heard that I'm banging around the house. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye because what time is it? 25 to 10, and I've got the Tesco delivery coming at, I'm sorry, the Tesco delivery is coming in at 10, so I want to make sure I'm kind of showered and not like this when he does arrive, and I kind of go, did you bring my non-alcoholic beer, please? See, now, I have to say, the last comment that came up was from someone called Vile, and I kind of thought, was that the comment they were saying? Was that obviously the name? Or maybe it's Ville, that's the thing, but who knows, but you give me a round of applause. So anybody else, so I'm just going to quickly go through the last of the comments. Tech Toby says, thanks all, have a great Sunday. And Nick Fox says, thanks everyone, enjoyed that. I hope everybody did enjoy it. A lot of fun, so remember I'm going to be back here same time next week, and then a week off, and then we're going to go into the flip-flop stuff. If you have any concerns about either the flip-flop or the fact that they're down to 30 minutes, please get in touch, okay? So my email address is info@rowalong.com, or you can use the Discord server and all that kind of stuff if you want to get in touch. We're making these decisions, EXR and I are making these decisions that this is a good thing to do, but if you're like, no it's not, could you not do that? Let us know, okay? And then we can try and work out how to deal around it, okay? Thank you so much for joining me for this row this morning. I do hope that it starts off your Sunday well and you have a fantastic week coming up. Until next Sunday, look after yourselves, so row well and be well. And now I've got to do the whole clicking thing, so. And CBDBDB, I hope you enjoy the marathon. If anyone else is watching the marathon, I hope you enjoy it too. It's incredible. 1 year I'll do a marathon, but right now a half marathon that's enough for me. All right, so I'll look forward to seeing you or talking to you, whatever, next week. Have a great week. Make sure and get in touch if you want to. Okay, so look after yourselves.